up your YouTube, search for Stukeley Meadows, watch on your big screen.
Or another device if you're at home.
Get yourself comfy, this could take a while. What a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a Stukeley assembly.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the first Values Assembly of 2021. I'm going to kick it off in our usual way, and while we do, I'm going to make sure I give my hands a really good sanitize. So, for each other we, every day we, to improve we, and together we will. And our Stukeley focuses are, and our Stukeley motto is, and our Stukeley curriculum is, and 4 words that make the magic happen. Brilliant. Well, there are going to be some jobs for you to do during this assembly, so you need to make sure that you have got your exercise book, your remote learning exercise book handy, and a pen or a pencil. It might be best if you do any writing in the back of that book so it doesn't get muddled up with all your remote learning that you're doing. Well, it's been a bit of a strange start to our school year, hasn't it? And with that in mind, I was thinking about what to do with my assemblies over the coming weeks. And in actual fact, I had one idea yesterday when I spoke to Mrs. Singletary, and now I've already changed my mind. That tends to happen when I take the dog for a walk. I get my best ideas then. So what I want you to do is have a think about the word inspiration, about being inspired. And so I want to give you about 1 minute to see if you can write down what you think or what you know or what you understand about the word inspiration. So pause me if you need to. Go. Okay, so hopefully you paused me and you've had enough time to think and enough time to write. Well, the reason I wanted you to think about the word inspiration is because whilst it's been really difficult in the last year and there's been lots of stuff going on in the world that's changed our world and the way that we do things, there's been some really good stuff going on as well. And some things that I personally, I'm sure you will have done too, have found really inspiring. So when we talk about being inspiring or about inspiration, we're thinking about things that make us think about what we could do, how much better we could be, that really give us something to aim for, something to look towards. So inspiration for me was when I was watching breakfast news, strangely enough, on Sunday morning. And there was a story about a little girl called Freya. I'm going to show you a picture. Now, Freya got herself into the news during the very first lockdown, in fact, because she looked around her in her local community. She was looking for things that she felt that needed to happen. Now, she and her family took their 1 hour of permitted daily exercise together, and she realised that where she lived, there was an awful lot of litter. And so she came up with the idea that in her community, in that local area, when she and her family did their 1 hour of permitted exercise during that lockdown, she could combine it with picking up litter. And here's a picture. Now, the reason that was significant, here we go, here's the picture. Oh, I'm hoping it's going to show. Here we go. Scrolling up. There we go. So there's the picture of Freya and her litter squad. Now, the thing is that Freya, who's only 8, inspired those around her. So when others saw what she was doing and when others began to hear about what she was doing, other children and other families, they decided to join in as well. And the local newspaper got to hear about it. And now Freya and her litter squad, as they're now known in the Love Your Street campaign, has now been nominated for a Keep Britain Tidy award. So I was quite inspired by that. I thought, well, Freya's only 8. And she actually looked at something around her and thought, what can I do to make my community better? So today, our focus in the assembly, while it is about inspiration and being inspired, it's also about community. So I'm going to ask you to stop me again for a minute and then write in your book everything that you think about when you consider the word community. So go. Now, I expect that when you talked about or thought about community, that you came up with ideas like the place where we live, or you thought about very particular kinds of communities. I mean, your family is a community, our school is a community, the kind of area or the town in which you live is your community, or your street even is your community. So community has kind of lots of forms, I suppose. Now, today we're going to think particularly about our kind of immediate community, I suppose. And we all live in a community. We're all part of a family, whatever size or shape that family takes. We are all part of Stukeley Meadows School. Lots of you will live in the Stukeley Meadows area, so you've got that kind of community emphasis. And the thing is, we all have a part to play in whatever community we are part of. And so we need to think about, or I thought it would be really good to think about, given Freya's story, which really inspired me, what can we do to make a positive contribution or a positive difference in the community, in the place where we live? So that story of Freya was a thing that really got me thinking. 8 years old, she saw what needed to happen and she took action. Now, it's really important to say that when Freya does her litter picking and her little litter squad that works with her, they always have the right equipment to help them. So they've always got disposable gloves, they always have proper litter pickers, you know, like those ones we have in school, and they have bags. They never, even if they've got gloves on, pick up litter without using the litter pickers. So it's really important that I make sure that you're aware that safety is crucial here. Now, your next task today then is thinking about that Freya story, thinking about the idea that I've put to you about being inspired. I would like you, in your book, to list as many ideas as you can for things that you could do, both big things perhaps and small things, to serve your community in some way this week. Now, don't forget, your community can be your street, your neighbourhood, your family, your school. All of those things are communities that you're part of. What could you do to help out and serve your community in some way? So I'm going to give you 1 minute to come up with lots of ideas. Go. Now, I wonder what ideas you came up with. I would like you, this is kind of a Stukeley challenge, I would like you to choose one of those ideas, okay, just one, the one that you, and very importantly, your adults at home think is the most doable, okay, so the one that you think you could kick off straight away. So, for example, I don't need to ask my adults because I am an adult, but I have decided that when I go for walks with the dog, I can take the litter pickers. Now, I actually happen to have some at home because the litter can be pretty bad at times and it really upsets me. So I am going to make sure I take the litter pickers with me and a rubbish bag and some gloves and do a little bit of litter picking, hopefully most days where I can. Now, that's what I've decided to do, but you might have had another idea, but it's really important that whatever your idea is, it's one that you've talked about with your adults who look after you at home, because it's really important that your idea is a safe one and that you might need some help and advice with it. It may be that, like me and like Freya, you would like to do a litter pick. Don't forget, like Mrs. Stevens, you definitely need to make sure you've got the special equipment for that one. Or maybe you think you could sort the bins for your neighbour, you know, on bin day, and wheel their bins out for them and then wheel them back in again perhaps. Again, you need to talk to your adults about that because that might not be the best thing for you to do. Equally, don't forget, it might be that you don't have to do great big things like that or really difficult things. It might be that you could create some really lovely pictures and artwork that you could put in the windows at the front of your house, and that would help to cheer your neighbours up when they walk past. Perhaps you could make some nice cards that you could put through a neighbour's door. Remember though, that your family is a community too. So what could you do to help at home? Maybe even just keeping your room tidy would be a good start. So all of those things are ways that you could serve your community, things that you could do that would make your contribution to the communities of which you are a part. Now, I would really love to hear of your creative ideas, so feel free to put things on the remote Stukeley Twitter page, for example. But remember, you mustn't do anything without your adult at home's permission. That's really, really important. So to finish today, we've begun to think about community today and about things that we could do for the community, but our overall theme was about being inspired and about inspirational people and inspirational stories. I wonder if any of you watch things like Newsround, or maybe even watch the news with your families at home. You might hear some other inspirational stories or read about them in the local newspaper. It'd be really good, wouldn't it, to think about all those inspiring people and to see if they can help inspire us to do super things too. So have a great week, everyone. Don't forget, keep sanitising and washing your hands. Stay safe and enjoy and work hard. Bye.
Hey there! Time for some shout outs. Oh, we're not in the middle, are we? That's a bit better. Yes. Okay, I thought I'd sit down for the shout outs, just like Mrs. Stevens sits down sometimes. I'm also very tired. Yeah. Okay, shout out to every single child yesterday who did a hooray that was kind. There were quite a few children on Twitter making cards, writing letters to people that were a bit lonely. And I know that Mrs. Stevens has spoken about that in today's assembly. So you know that work hard, be kind makes the magic happen. That's what puts smiles on people's faces. Well, big shout out if you've done that already this lockdown. Please remember, there are so many people, hundreds, thousands, millions of people out there that are much lonelier than you and what you know. So doing something small for them would be great. Second shout out. This is a lucky shout out for everybody who got a blue dot in their workbook yesterday. Check all of the books that you've got, workbooks, CVC books, number books, you've got all kinds of books. Anybody who got a blue dot has emailed me, and I'm going to put all of their pictures together in a tweet and tweet it out maybe today. Those people have all got £5 in their Oakleaf Bookshop credit column. So they're all going to have that to spend when we open the bookshop again. Okay, most important 60 seconds, and I'm going to give you a date. 2 dates. Very important dates. Very important. The most important 60 seconds are coming up now. The most important 60 seconds are coming up now. Did you think I was hiding? Yes, okay. I'm now going to give you 2 dates. Monday the 18th of January, Tuesday the 19th of January. I'll say that again. Monday the 18th, Tuesday the 19th. It's next week. In about 6 or 7 sleeps. Now, on those days, we are going to be giving out the brand new Stukeley remote workbook to everybody, not just people working remotely, people working in school as well. Everybody at this school is going to get a brand new remote workbook. I need you to remember those 2 dates, Monday and Tuesday next week, because we're going to invite your families to come and pick the books up on those days, and we're going to be giving them out in school to children in school on those days. Not only are we going to be giving out the workbooks, we're going to be giving out reading books and lots of other bits as well. It's basically going to be an incredible day. So remember those 2 dates, Monday the 18th and Monday the 19th of January. We've been ringing your families about those dates. It's going to be great.